I don't know what I want. That's the problem. That's why I clicked on this video. Hold up. I got a few solutions for you. Number one, if you look back at 2025 and you feel like you wasted a lot of time, you're not alone. I felt like that as well. And if you felt like you've been drifting and, going without a direction, well, we might need to start designing your life right now by reverse engineering it. So starting from the end and working to the back. 2025 is almost here, and honestly, I don't want you to go through another year of delaying everything that you promised to your future self. So you and I, we can do better. So let's get into that right now. We need a clear Antiv Vision, a clear vision, and the systems that are going to get us there, which we'll discuss. But I said let's reverse engineer this, but we're actually going to start from the Antiv Vision first, which is exactly what you don't want. The avoid at all cost list. And so the actionable step right now, as you're watching, maybe pause the video, go on your computer, go get a piece of paper, grab a pen and start making some lists, some bullet points, because we're going to get into exactly what you don't want out of life. And we're going to focus on avoiding all of that at all costs in 2025. We start with eliminating the things we don't want, such as, let's look at it from a very specific term. What time do you definitely don't want to wake up and go to bed? Like, I don't want to wake up late. I hate waking up late. So I don't want to do that. What do you want to work a job? Do you want to be in that career? Do you want to go to university? Do you want to be hanging around with the people that you're hanging around with right now? Do you want to live where you're living right now? Do you want to make this money that you're making right now, the same clothes that you're wearing? Like, what is it that you definitely don't want? And let me give you some personal anecdotes to help you out here. So here are a few examples from my life. I don't want to commute to work. I don't want to work for somebody else. I don't want to work on set hours, on set days. I don't want to live in the city for an extended period of time. I don't want to be spending a lot of time indoors. I actually don't want to be spending time indoors a lot. I want to be outdoors a lot. So that's one. I don't want to be stuck in traffic. Yep, that's a big one. I don't want to be in a cold country. I don't want to be cold. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be locked down. So there's a lot of things that I don't want. And if you can get clear on these, write them in bullet points. Get very, very, very specific. I don't want to be, I don't know, fill in the blanks. What do you not want to be doing? I don't want to waste time. I don't want to be lazy. I don't want to be complacent. I don't want to be skinny. Oh, that's another one. I don't want this beard to be so patchy, right? I don't want to be so whatever it is. Just put it in there and get clear about it. So these things we either want to drop immediately or over time. So for example, you can't just quit your job today, right? You might face financial trouble. I don't need to tell you that. So what you will do is quietly replace it over time. We'll get into that in maybe another video because the way you replace your job is going to be very different. Are you going to get a better job? Are you going to create your own business? There's a lot of questions there. So this video won't attack that. We might leave that for another one. But if we make the avoid at all costs clear, our vision becomes clearer. So let's jump into the second actionable step, or the second step. Let's define the foreseeable future. Let's define our vision for the next, say, 3 years. Because I don't expect you to sit down for the next 2 months and decide exactly where you're going to be when you're 55. Because let's be honest, life is unpredictable. You could have a general vision. And yeah, I encourage you to go and try and come up with a general vision. But not only is life unpredictable, you're bound to change. Because if you're watching this, you're probably young and you are going to learn so much, and your brain, your mind, your beliefs are going to change over time. So what you think you want now as an 18 to 27-year-old is going to be completely different when you're 55. So that being said, that's why we're focusing on the next 3 years only, and it becomes so much easier to imagine where we will be in 3 years. So where do you want to be exactly? In that piece of paper or that notebook that you have, underneath, write down what you definitely want. And again, we're going to get very specific about this. So things you can think about, my trusty noteboard here: status, your living situation, money, relationships, work, hobbies, schedule, routine, problems that you're going through, what you eat, what you drive, what you wear, how your day looks like when you wake up, who you sleep with. Do you sleep with somebody? Like all these things. Who you hang out with? Who are your friends? Do you travel? How long do you stay in one country? What do you do for work? So all these questions, we want to be as clear as possible. As clear as possible. Now I'll get to that. The first level is, I want to get fit. The second level is, I want six-pack abs. The third level is having an image of the guy's physique that you want to be like exactly. If you want to look like C. Bumstead, you have an image of C. Bumstead that you're looking at every day. That's how clear you want to get, right? To the point where you can imagine and visualize. Like if somebody asked you to draw it and you were a good artist, you could draw exactly what you wanted. The work, the routine, you could write it down exactly from like the tiniest detail. So that's how specific we want to get. Personal anecdotes, again, I've got my journal right here, which I spend a lot of time on. I'm going to read out to you what I've written down on the 11th of December 2024, which is 2 days ago. For the foreseeable future, which for me is again 3 years. $15,000 to $20,000 online income every single month. 200,000 followers over social media. My own elite community of like-minded people. Waking up at 5 a.m. every day, my own scooter, eat out for lunch daily, at the gym 6 days a week, massage every Sunday and Thursday. See how clear, like I could even get more clearer than that. Massages Sundays at 12 midday and Thursday at 6 p.m. every single fucking week. Chiropractor every Sunday. My own laptop worth $1,500 to work remotely. Get even more clearer than that. The laptop should have 12 gigabytes of, you can't even have 12 gigs. 16 gigabytes of RAM, Jesus Christ. And it should have this and that, and this is exactly what I will have on it. I will have Notion and my email list, whatever. Get very specific. Going beach once a week. No job, only fully self-employed. Coffee at coffee shop daily. Creating online products with like-minded friends. Meeting weekly with a group of driven people. Damn, I've got more. Hold up. A girlfriend I see occasionally who is like me. Interesting. A really well-designed office room. A hectic fridge with lots of meat. See, I could get more clearer than this, but I wrote this down at work. Flying to sea, which is Southeast Asia, during Australian winter and staying long-term. Hire family, friends into business. Develop an awesome team to build cool shit with. Watch sunset every night. Write posts every day, or write every day. Record videos, have a professional setup. Share my knowledge. And that's it. That's what I've written down. And again, I was at work, so I didn't have much time, or I got interrupted by some sort of rude customer. No, I'm just joking. But you need to get clearer, and hopefully that gives you some examples of the things that you can get clear about. Now, actionable step. You might be asking, dude, I don't know what I want. That's the problem. That's why I clicked on this video. Hold up. I got a few solutions for you. Number one, deep journaling. You might be writing down what you think you want and all these things into a bullet list. But the way deep journaling works is writing down a question to yourself. If I had unlimited money and no problems in the world, what would I actually do with my time? And you just stare at that on your page until thoughts start coming to your brain. You might even want to go outside, take a quick walk, and let your mind be free. But the most important thing is giving yourself the question and giving yourself the time to answer it. There's a very cool esoteric technique where just before you go to bed, you ask yourself a question and you just say, hey brain, I leave it up to you. And you go to bed. And most of the time when you wake up with an answer to that question or some sort of direction. So that's another thing you could do. But the root cause of I don't know what I want from life is simply because you don't know what you want because you don't know what's out there. And so for us to find out what's out there, we need to do some research or we need to experience things. See, you might not know where you want to live because you have never traveled anywhere. You might not know what your daily routine, your dream routine looks like because you might not have experienced different types of routines. See, I know that I want to go to Southeast Asia for during the winter of Australia because I went to Southeast Asia. And I realized how much of a beautiful place it is, and I realized how much I actually loved it. So now it's one of my dream things. It's on my vision board. But I wouldn't have had that on the vision board if I never went to Thailand. So you don't know what you want because you haven't done anything. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying like, oh, bro, you're a fucking loser, right? I was just there. Like, I still haven't done much. But hey, if you want to know what you want to do, take that job. Go become a carpenter for 5 months. Go work at Domino's for 3 months, which I did. I was working there and I was a carpenter. Now I'm working for a family business. Go become a yoga teacher. Go sign up to martial arts, right? Play basketball. Do all these random things. Go to camping. Go to this other country. Get on the train and go to some regional town and just walk around, right? Do these random things and you will realize what you like and what you don't like. For example, another thing I realized is I despise the winter. I don't like winter at all. Matter of fact, I love the stinky, the humid, the sweaty, the stinky humidity of Southeast Asian countries. I just love it. And right now in Australia, it's about 35 degrees Celsius. And it is a beautiful day. It's hot. And I literally see people with umbrellas now. I'm not judging, but I hate the cold. So I will literally be walking shirtless and I will just be looking out and just accepting the heat. I love the heat. I wouldn't have known that if I never went to Southeast Asia and experienced a different style of heat. I always thought I preferred spring. But nah, man, I love summer all year round. I want heat all year round. I don't want to see seasons. I wouldn't have known that if I never went. So that's the biggest action step. Experience new things, try new things. If you don't know what you definitely want, write down what you think you might like and try it. Now, again, traveling new things, what happens is you travel or you try new things, you do a job, a new stimulus happens, and then a new perspective, a new way of thinking emerges. You like it or you don't like it. Cool. Now we have clarity. The next step is create the systems to get there. We are not going to talk about business. Again, it's just a whole rabbit hole that I can talk about it for hours and hours, but I want this to be more of getting your general life in order in terms of habits, in terms of vision, who you want to be around and what you want to do. Cool. So how do we create some systems to get there? I'm going to keep this very basic because again, I can go into systems for hours and hours and hours. The first system that you need to get in is sunshine. I think sunshine is crucial. So let's take sunshine and let's combine walking together. And I want you to go in the morning when you wake up or sometime when you have 20 minutes, 15 minutes around the block, go for a walk every single day if possible with no music, just letting your mind be free. Because what's going to happen is this is when ideas are going to pop in. And that's exactly what we want. Excuse me, I have hiccups. Next thing I'd like you to do is sort out your health, right? Because I guarantee you within your foreseeable future, you had some sort of healthy body or some sort of healthy lifestyle. And I hope that's the case. So let's start today, something small. Let's go sign up to the gym. Let's go start doing some push-ups. Let's sort out a day where we are definitely going to the gym once a week. Maybe that's a Wednesday or a Thursday. Once a day, you got to do Thursdays, right? That's the day. And if you do extra, that's awesome. But every single month, every week we go in, we're going to increase that and increase that. Next, let's talk about a schedule, a routine. What time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? Keep these very consistent. I've talked about routines before, and you can honestly go onto YouTube and search up many other routines. Matter of fact, I encourage you to go on YouTube and try every single routine every single person preaches and find the one that works for you, because there is no perfect routine. It's the one that works for you. So that's the most important thing. Find a routine. Next, schedule. Routine is the things that you do every single day without missing it. Schedule is when you do certain things on what time. So schedule your work. What time do you have your 9 to 5 or your career or your university? And then schedule some work for yourself, for some learning. Maybe if you already have a business idea, you schedule 2 hours after your 9 to 5 or before. Maybe your Sunday is completely empty. You have nothing on. So schedule 4 hours of work then. So we've talked about sunshine, so freeing up time and getting some new ideas into the brain. So that's done by walking. We need to capture ideas. Next, we've talked about health. So general health, right? Signing up to a gym, going for walks is health as well. You might want to start eating healthy, drink more water, whatever it is. And the next, routines, schedules. That's kind of where I'm going to leave it. Again, there's so much you could really talk about this, and it's very, very specific for people. But the principle is this. Don't forget this. It's not about the goals. It's not about 500 push-ups by the end of the week. It's about 5 push-ups every 4 hours a day, for example. It's creating the system, not the goal. So again, the goal is, 20,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. No. The system is I upload every 3 days at this time and this video uploads. And I respond to comments and I do 5 posts. That system is going to get you to the goal, right? So forget about the goals. Now, just quickly, some things that will cause exponential success is, I'll keep this very short, finding a community of like-minded men, consistency, and improvements over a long period of time. Not just consistency, but consistency and improvement together. So in this terms of gym, it would be showing up every single week and progressively overloading every single week. Next, changing your environments, whether that's if you have the possibility of moving to a different country, moving out, moving in with friends, even moving your room around. Like I moved this office around into this kind of setup. I've got this camera little thing here that, I've put up the microphone into. It's awesome. I feel more professional just by moving around my room. So that's something else you can do. And change your mindset. Although that's easier said than done. And what the fuck does change your mindset mean? I want you to go on YouTube and search up mindsets, tips, mindset, whatever. Look into those kind of videos. Find what works. That's not good advice, actually. Find what works for you. I'll make a video on mindset. I have a lot of videos on mindset. Just go on my channel, whatever. Mindset is very important though. And the mindset here is growth. Just focus on growth. If you fail, that's okay. Matter of fact, you want to fail. You know how like when you play video games and you fail, you can't kill the boss, you can't kill, so you go back and you get stronger and you try again and you can't kill him again. When you do finally kill the boss, it feels good, doesn't it? That's the exact way life works. You fail, you think you failed. No, you learnt the lesson. You're not going to do this time and you're going to do it differently. You learnt. That's what's most important. Failure, change that word. Learning, lessons. So I hope that helped. If it did, consider subscribing. Maybe you want to put on notifications. I'm not planning to upload very often, so you won't get spammed, which is a win-win. And all these videos are designed to help you pretty much start. I'm giving you personal experience advice from what I'm doing today, what I've done in the past. So I hope you start, and I hope to see you there, honestly, because I'm lonely, man. I want some friends, dude. But yeah, if you do want to talk, if you do want to collaborate, reach out to me, man. I'll see you next time.